Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Another episode of the All Pro JAFFOs, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I am your host, JP,
Hey, yo.
and with me, as always, it's getting all loopy already. With me, as always, the 6'10 beats from the Southeast, Mr. Country Kate.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
There we go. That's better. That's better. Um, Welcome to the show, and what a first game. Um, so there's a lot to unpack with this game that just happened on Thursday. Um, Kay, am I mistaken, or were you one of the very few people that chose the Lions last night?
No,
Or
I
did you
chose the
pick the Chiefs?
Chiefs. I
You
picked
chose
the
the Chiefs?
Chiefs, but that was before I knew about Travis Kelsey. The moment
Mm,
the moment we found out about Travis Kelsey, I was like, I kind of wanted to pick the Lions anyway. You know what I mean? But that wasn't me. I think it was Mizzle. Mizzle, the one that
ah,
picked the Lions. I think we all said the Chiefs, but I definitely want to pick the Lions. But I mean, shit. Travis, his top receiver wasn't there, so I mean, they got it.
it was a pretty bad um showcase, to say the least, by the receiving core of the Kansas City Chiefs. Um, Dan Campbell, uh, can't say enough good things about that guy, honestly. Um, some people love him, some people hate him. I don't understand how you can hate him, to be honest with you. He's that, we've said it here before, he's that typical old school style, motivational type of coach that player's coach who understands the whole situation, so he knows how to be a leader and motivate his guys, and relies on the offensive and defensive minds around him to be able to make sure that the game plan and stuff becomes successful. Which is okay. You don't have to be a super genius in some cases to be. I mean, you can't be, or you don't have to be like a genius Sean McVay, style coach to be a head coach. And what he's done and helped build there in Detroit, I mean, I don't. So forget the announcer's name, but I coming out saying that there was an asterisk on this win for the Lions. Um,
Oh, fuck.
I feel one, as a media member who is supposed to be unbiased during those situations, that seems a little off. But in my head, I don't think it was an asterisk. I think the Lions played their ass off, and the Chiefs, in a lot of big situations when they needed to make a play, the receivers didn't make a play. You can't blame that on anybody else but them. They dropped the ball, literally. They dropped the ball. Mahomes got it there. They couldn't execute. But the Lions came out and
So,
did.
what was the reason for his asterisk? I
He
missed
said
it
that
because you were breaking up. What
he
was the
he
reason
said
for?
there's an asterisk on the game. I mean, essentially because Travis Kelsey didn't play. There's an asterisk on this game, which
So a
completely
natural
takes.
thing in sports happen.
I mean, just it
What?
completely
That's
takes
crazy.
away the. It takes away everything that the Lions did. They fought hard. They played a really good game. The defense stepped up, got a pick six in a crucial situation. It's and it's his first pick six of his career, and it's against Patrick Mahomes on the first game of his career at Arrowhead Stadium. Like
Yeah.
that's big time.
You
So
diminish the hard work of all those players. That's crazy.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like you can't put my that's why I some of these announcers and stuff like that, it just gets to me going like, dude, really? You're so caught up on Mahomes being the golden boy, you can't give Detroit any sort of fucking credit for what they did to get that victory.
Well, not
I
only
mean, and
that,
I'm sure Dan Campbell and them don't give a shit. They're fucking having a good time and they're going into week 2 knowing, okay, we just beat the Super Bowl fucking champions. We're legit. Because that's what they proved. They're legit.
well, they really didn't prove shit out the one game. I mean, they proved that they fought hard and Dan Campbell got them boys. They ready to play out of the gate. I can say that, but I don't necessarily would just say they were legit just after one game. I don't know
I
about
mean,
that.
week 1 is always kind of that throwaway, isn't it?
I don't know, like because I don't want to like downplay these folks' hard work, but I definitely don't want to overplay the situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like those boys, they play well, they play hard. Shout out to those rookie that got that pick six. And yeah, like that announcer's a jackass for that shit. Like that's some bullshit. Like that, honestly, I'm still kind of pissed about that. Like, how the fuck you do some dumb shit like that? Like that's like if Jared Goff got fucking hurt and then fucking Chiefs blew their ass out, you wouldn't give the fucking Chiefs an asterisk. Oh, it's an asterisk that they blew these boys out. Jared Goff was hurt. Like you wouldn't say no dumb shit like that. So why the fuck would you do that
Exactly.
to the Lions? That's
Yeah.
crazy. But yeah, no, like I agree with you. I feel like a lot of hard work was put in, and Dan Campbell has turned this shit around. I can say that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't
I
want to
know
jump the gun early.
it's difficult. I mean, we've been kind of like following this team, since last year and everything. They have done some things that have impressed us. We've picked them in plenty of situations,
You cross it.
to win and playoff runs and all that other kind of stuff because there's something about this team that says that they're close. This game, yes, 21-20 against the Super Bowl champs in Arrowhead. Jared Goff is still undefeated against Patrick Mahomes. Um, it was just I think it was one of those moments that especially the NFC North got put on notice after this game. So I mean, yeah, everybody can say what they want. I would never give it an asterisk because that's the game of football. Injuries happen regardless. So if fucking Travis Kelsey, uh, didn't play the entire year, what's that going to do? You're going to put an asterisk on the entire season just because Travis Kelsey didn't play, or are you going to actually say, hey, be the fucking football players that you are, step up and play, make the play, or sit the bench? You're gonna just basically discredit everything that a team did to get the win for what? What is the motive behind that? Did you have a bet behind this? You're just salty that it didn't go your way? I don't understand where this shit comes from sometimes, bro. It's just like some announcers, it's just shut the hell up. You don't know what you're talking about when you say some stupid shit like that. So just shut up. And now you've created this big old controversy, and now you're probably going to have to make some sort of an apology afterwards. It's just like a lot of these announcers put their fucking foot in their mouth and they just don't know when to shut up. Um, but especially on national television, just like, come on, really? But I mean, it is what it is. The Lions are 1-0. That dude, He's on that one show. I forgot what his name. He's got the long hair. Not Ariel Helwani, the other guy. Always talking about how LeBron is the greatest of all time and everything. I forget his name, but at the beginning of the season, he had a take that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to go 20-0 and repeat as the Super Bowl champions, and he got it. He got never in doubt or never a doubt tattooed on his arm, and now the Kansas City Chiefs are 0-1. So that's what I'm saying. Like the tattoo curse is real. You know, people keep doing those tattoos saying that their team is going to be the Super Bowl champions that year and all that. And it all goes to shit. So now you have a stupid ass tattoo sitting on your body that people are going to look at you going like, well, that was a fucking dumb decision. And you're going to either need to get it removed or fucking covered by something else. So let's make better decisions, people. That's not one of them. That is definitely not one of them. Don't be getting anything. If it's after the fact, sure, go wild. But before, come on now. That's just stupidity. You're hoping on the fact that if they actually win, you can start calling yourself the guru of with all your friends and shit. 10 times out of 10, the people who get those tattoos are looked at as idiots by their fucking friends and surrounding, associates. Because it's like, why would you put some stupid shit like that on your body beforehand? But the NFL season starts off strong, starts off exciting. So now we go into Sunday with the first game on the board being the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, it being two NFC South teams, I wouldn't expect K to give a single shit about this game. But, and K, if you can answer this, if you had to pick, judging by what you've seen of both of these teams and what you know, who you got winning this game? I don't know if he's there. He's probably not there. There he is.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I'm gonna pick the Falcons. You're right. I really don't give a shit either way. I just know that the Panthers have a lot of problems. They had to break Brian Burns and all. They got a lot of holes, a lot of injuries. Plus, they got a toddler at quarterback. So yeah,
A toddler. um, yeah, for this one, I'm kind of thinking like Bijan Robinson is going to go off like a really, nice rookie debut for him. It's in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. Betting lines have Atlanta at -3.5, so obviously it's a close game. The under and over is 40. I don't know. Under and over being 40? Would you do the under or would you do the over? Because if I'm looking at this, I'm probably doing the under.
uh, 40 points under. That's nah. I do over that
That's
because
total points.
yeah. No, I got that. That's why I said I'll do the over. Honestly, if I was to pick anything between that game. I feel like they did a lot of scoring and no defense. Like I said, Brian Burns is out, bro. That's a lot of pass rushing and shit like that. So I feel like they're gonna score a lot of points. It ain't gonna be worth a damn, and then it's gonna fool you thinking that the Panthers or the motherfucking Falcons about something.
That's okay. Taking the over on it, though. Okay. Next up on the list here, we've got the Bengals with the newly minted highest paid player ever in the NFL with Joey B, the God, as K calls him, versus the Cleveland shitstains that are the Browns. In Cleveland, it's kind of been a little bit of a problem with the Bengals for me for this reason. And Kay, you pointed it out, I think, on the last show. Or was it you that pointed it out, or what? Or was it Dub and Mizzle that pointed it out that the Bengals always start off slow in the beginning of the year? They usually lose like the first 3 out of 4 of the season, and then start making a run towards the end. Um, but we see that Cleveland has. Could this be another one of those situations? Bengals starting off slow and they can end up coming away with a loss against the Cleveland Browns?
Well, I mean, the Cleveland Browns need something to live off of. You know what I'm saying? So this first win out the gate, it'll help Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? It'll help Deshaun and all that jazz. But I feel like Joe Burrow and them will get they footing like later on in the season. 'Cause, he got, he twisted his ankle or like did some old weird shit in OTAs. So I feel like Joe will he probably shake back, you know what I'm saying, like mid year, and then they'll have a little run. But this first game they might move to the Browns just because of the ankle
I
thing. I
mean,
mean, I'll still pick them because, it's the Browns, but
they have the line at Cincinnati favored by 2 points. So
that makes
they're
sense.
at minus 2.0. And the over under is 47.5.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like I was saying on Dub and Mizzle show, I feel like Evan McPherson gonna win that game for them. He gonna kick a little nice little deep little 50-yarder, 55-yarder to win the game. It'll be something like that. Because like I said, Joe kind of hobbled, and everybody else got to get their footing back together.
But do you think the over so with that case, would you take the under at 47.5, or would you take the over?
I'll take the under on that one. That might be a closer game than people think.
I mean, the line is saying that it's going to be a close game, but 47.5,
You gotta think
with
about it. What, that's like
especially with
24.
everything that you just said, people getting their footing and all that. Yeah, I think I would take the under too. But you got Cincinnati taking it. Yeah, pretty sure he has Cincinnati taking it. Um, I definitely have Cincinnati taking it. I kind of hope that they get away and out of that whole start off slow type of mentality and going into the season and stuff, from behind. They don't make it easier on themselves when they start off slow like that. So hopefully they can turn that around, but definitely going the route of the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, this game right here coming up is interesting because it's the basically the debut of a rookie and a team that came off a good playoff run, comeback win and everything last season. And to be honest, I'm thinking Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars are going to go into Lucas Oil Stadium and absolutely trounce the Colts and sell them to make glue. It's this is going to be, I believe, a massacre. The line says they have Jacksonville at -5, which I think is too low. It should be more than that. And the under and over being 46.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
God dang it. Shit got it connect to the car and then it just muted out. All right. So yeah, to kind of piggyback on your Trevor point, yeah, Sunshine finna go off, man. Sunshine 2.0 about to go off for real. That boy about to do his thing. Him and Calvin Ridley out here playing mad. I don't think people understand how mad Calvin Ridley really is. And then the fact that he was on a team where they were sorry as shit. You know what I mean? Their team sucked. He was on Atlanta when they was trash. Then he got suspended after he was hurt. That man mad as hell.
And Christian Kirk, people are predicting this is like a breakout year type of scenario
Bro,
for him.
Christian Kirk, all of them. Like if you think about their whole receiving core, them boys are all about to play well. It's just honestly, it's gonna be like when fucking Brady came to us.
And they got Evan Ingram signed for a pretty decent time, so they have a pretty decent thing going there, to be honest.
I feel like every Eagle
Um,
was signing papers after a couple years. About 2 years. If like they don't do shit this year, next year that shit lackluster, they gonna get rid of him. They gonna probably draft the fucking tight end next year.
you think they can make the Jaguars can be like a dark horse team, like AFC Championship type of shit?
Yeah, on some real like.
I know that hurts you to say, but realistically, is it possible?
I mean, I still think they need to fucking they need to get right with Fred, but like I said, they got Sunshine up in that joint. Sunshine a different breed. Like some things just diffuses a lot of other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people talent and ability to like dilute diffuses like curses and things like that, like other bullshit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think this one's gonna be bad. I wouldn't doubt if Anthony Richardson has like a decent game, like a decent showing. I feel like he's definitely gonna have a welcome to the NFL moment in this game. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if he threw a pick or two, but to me, it's like something that we've always been talking about, how you handle adversity when things go wrong. How do you portray yourself? Do you keep your head up and keep going and keep trying, or do you just give up? And that's going to be the interesting thing to see, is through adversity, is Anthony Richardson mature enough
are
to
you saying
be the starting quarterback for a franchise?
are you saying on the whole year of this game? Because of this game, if you're saying this game, I disagree.
No, no,
That
no. I'm not
that
saying
joint
this
can
game.
do it.
Well, I mean,
I'll say the team that'll make him have that welcome to the NFL and make him have that depressing moment is the Patriots. In the AFC, the Patriots are always that welcome to the NFL team. Big Bill gonna make you think about life. You're gonna really think like, can I sell car insurance? Like you really gonna try to like think like, can I fucking do something else other than NFL? Because this team they not gonna keep me after the performance I just had. But not realizing you went against Bill Belichick, bro, and he's a historic defensive coordinator. So it's like, you know what I mean? Then in the NFC, it's normally like when the Saints had Drew Brees, it was the Saints, it was us, like defensively. Uh, it was the Eagles defensively, uh, and the Packers when they had Aaron Rodgers. Because the regular season, Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean, he fucking killer. Outside of that, but those are the teams that make you like have those welcome to the NFL moments. Some teams don't even like historically, you know what I mean? They don't make you really think like that. I'll say in the last 20 years, they don't really make you think like that.
hmm. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens this week. And then now the next game after that, I'm sure we already know who the choice for the six MBs from the Southeast is going to pick in this situation. But you got taking on the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota, U.S. Bank Stadium. There in Minneapolis. The line has Minnesota favored by 5 or -5, and then the under over is 45 and a half for this game. Okay, thoughts? Who's going to win and why?
I mean, I'm gonna pick my team, but honestly, I feel like the Vikings might win because they're more jail between Kirk Cousins and the receivers.
Hmm.
Just simply put, just because of the time frame and they've been together. Like Jefferson's been with Jets now 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they got a good camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? And then it's kind of easier versus Baker learning a whole new system. You know what I mean? Like I feel like aren't they? Didn't they get a new OC up there in Minnesota?
I believe so, yes.
We met Coach Tyson. He definitely wasn't doing no NFL type shit when we
Yeah.
met him. You know what I'm saying? So uh,
How many games? I mean, yeah, you want to pick your team hoping they're going to win, but it going towards the hypothetical of them losing or something like that, how many games do you think it'll take for that, gelling and stuff like that to get there for the Bucks to be effective?
not many. Uh, yeah, not many. I don't think
In
that
three?
many. I really feel like our offensive line is gonna hinder a lot of that shit and it's gonna stretch it out. Like people going like I already understand people gonna be down on Baker because he's our quarterback and how they feel about Baker because of how they see and view how Odell's talent was. Not understanding that Odell was hurt. So it's like you sit here and you compare that when it's like Odell was hurt. So it's like you got to remember that part. So it's a lot of people, like I said, they're gonna criticize him and say all of this shit and he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that. Like, bro, the man ain't really had no number one receiver like that. He got one now. We gonna see what happens. Now this big ass gaping ass hole in this offensive line is a fucking issue. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole left side is a fucking issue. To where it was so bad, bro. We literally had to move our number one draft pick right tackle to left tackle. Like that's how bad our left side was. Tristan Wirfs is on the left now. You see what I'm saying?
Didn't you
So
guys lose Big Red?
for the year, they put him on IR. He's the center though.
Well, I know, but he's still a valuable piece to that line.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's like our offensive line is the biggest thing. I mean, I can't sit here and like I can't fault Baker, but it's like I can't give him that big of a curve. Like I give him a curve, but I can't give him that big of a curve. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like, bro, your minimum is 7. Like I can only give you one less game than Brady for the simple fact of it's like Brady's a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers gonna play harder for Brady. You get what I'm saying? Like that's literally the only reason why I say 7. Like Baker's minimum right now is 7 and 9. I mean 7 and 10. That's his minimum. You get anything lower than that, then it's like, all right, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, but outside of that, I highly doubt that that's gonna be the case. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seriously, like Atlanta and all them boys, like that's like I really feel like people are underestimating how bad the Saints really are. They're just looking at our division. You gotta think about it. All right, let me scratch this. When we first started the show, the NFC East was the worst division in the fucking league. When we first started the show, everybody in that division was ass. That's when Dak got hurt. That's when fucking Zeke was the only thing smoking over there. Everybody else fucking sucked. That was before they got Jalen Hurts. They were trash over there. Carson Wentz was over there sorry as fuck. The Giants were terrible. The goddamn the Redskins at the time, because this was before they switched the name, were
I mean,
absolute
they've been dysfunctional forever, but yeah, that was a bad.
so yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like I mean, everybody has their ups and downs. Every division has their ups and downs. Shit, the Niners were sorry as fuck before they got Jimmy G. The whole division before y'all got Jimmy G. That whole division sucked ass. So every division has
Yeah,
their
the
ups.
NFC West was pretty bad at one point.
Like, it's all good. Everybody has it. It's our turn again because the rest of the division has
Again,
really shit.
I mean, can you honestly say comparatively to the rest of the divisions, like honestly, the NFC South is one of the lower tier division. If they're not last place, they're probably second to last
Yeah.
on the expectations of that division.
Yeah, as a whole, yeah, the shit as a whole, yes. Because if you look at it, all the other divisions has at least two good teams.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like even the fucking AFC West. The AFC West, the fucking Chargers are so goddamn like everybody keeps every year with the Chargers because of Justin Herbert's talent. Yes, Justin Herbert is a great quarterback, bro. But the rest of the team is injury prone and suspect as fuck. That's real. That's just real as shit. They're all injury prone and they're suspect as shit. Every one of them boys gonna get hurt at some point in time. And it ain't even like they running them hard. It ain't even like they running like intricate fucking plays. They just fucking fragile. You know what I'm saying? Like they just came with fragile stamps.
Hmm.
The doctor had to caress the bottom. He couldn't slap the bottom. He would have fucked up the whole system. Or like DC Curry said, kick you in your ass and give you brain damage.
For this game, I mean, I know. So okay, you obviously have the heart pick, but seeing the matchup and everything else like that, if you had to pick on a non-biased type of way outside of being a fan, would you still pick the Bucks, or do you think realistically the Vikings have this?
I mean, like I said, on the I'm gonna pick my team, but it's like at the same time, like I'm still aware of the camaraderie factor, but they did lose a big piece in Dalvin Cook. It's just more the fact of does Madison have it? Can Addison fill the role of Adam Thielen? They got a lot of question marks, and we still got a good portion of our defense, and we added baby fucking Aaron Donald. People are really not really saying anything about that boy Cansey, who we drafted out of Pitt. They basically said he was the baby Aaron Donald. Everybody's not saying a damn
I
thing.
mean, if it's one thing that the Bucks have, it's a good defense, and it is a defense that's been playing with each other for a little while. Adding some rookie pieces with the key vets and everything that they have there. And I like what you said. Like, is Madison worth it? Is Madison and Addison? Is he going to be a good complementary piece? Is Hawkinson going to live up to the big contract that they gave him at tight end? There are some. I mean, on paper, you look at it and you go, yes, like the Vikings should be a playoff team this year. People are really predicting Justin Jefferson hitting the 2,000 mark this year. There's a real big, key in on that. He's got if he's gonna do that though, he's gonna simultaneously break the receptions record in the season as well for that to happen.
It's a lot of crack smoke going on if they thinking that fucking that Kirk Cousins is gonna throw somebody to breaking a receiving record. It's like at one hand
He
you
got
like,
he got 1,800 last season. It's close. He has a couple more games that a couple more completions and stuff like that here and there. He was close. So that's what I'm saying. Like Justin Jefferson, and he is, in by all intents and purposes, at this moment in time, the best wide receiver in the league.
and Jamar Chase is right there behind him. And then it goes into, everybody else, but at least the top wide receiver in the league right now is Justin Jefferson. And to be honest, I can see it happening. I can see Kirk Cousins throwing for, just under 4,000 yards or just over 4,000 yards, with Justin Jefferson getting 2,000 of it, and then the rest of it being spread amongst everyone else.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how I kind of see it going down.
absolutely the fuck not. I'm sorry, I strongly disagree. For the simple fact of, like I said, you really are giving a lot of credit to the OC and the quarterback. Can the OC fucking scheme up a fucking goddamn offense to get his receivers that many goddamn yards? I don't know. That's a
Kirk
that's
Cousins, if one thing that Kirk Cousins has been, it has been consistent. But, even Dub and Mizzle said it, last time when we had him on the show, there's that looming, this of that whole clutching during prime time games and playoff game situations, because the Vikings have been on the shit end of the stick of a lot of, really key football games in the playoffs, especially, the last 5+ years. So there's always that question being around, like, well, Kirk Cousins kind of has that question around him too. Like, yeah, he's a pretty consistent, leads in completion percentages and stuff like that. He's doing the right thing, and he's putting up decent numbers. So it's just the moments that need it the most, it just disappears. Either it's his fault or the entire offense's fault or whatever. It always kind of turns into that way, or some unlucky thing, he catches a bad break or whatever.
here's my point. Here's my point on that. To kind of piggyback off of what you was just saying, kind of slightly, with using your team, your fantasy football team from last year. You had like 2 games where Dalvin Cook had 50 points.
Did I have Dalvin Cook last season?
I'm pretty sure you did. And if it wasn't in our league, it was in another league, because I remember you sending a screenshot of Dalvin Cook having 50 points at least twice. Could have been the league
I
you
remember
won.
the year I had Alvin Kamara, and he had like 60 points in that Christmas game.
I remember that. That was 2 years ago. I remember that because I had that fucker in my other league too.
I don't. I think the last
I'm
time
not
I
mistaken,
had
you had
Dalvin
Dalvin
Cook
Cook.
was like over 3 years.
Okay, well then it was somebody else then
To
that
be
had Dalvin
fair,
Cook.
it probably was Dalvin Cook, because I don't remember really having anybody else at the running back position last season.
Yeah, because Dalvin Cook went off. He had like 2 games for sure where he just went crazy. And I know he
Yeah.
had 50 points each game. I remember seeing that last season. But my point is saying all that is, when you have a guy like that's electric like that, you know what I'm saying? At any moment he can just fucking change the game. Like you gotta be honest. You have to have a quarterback that's really like to Corey's point, like when he kept trying to tell us about Kyle Shanahan. He's like, do you want to fucking just play to win him, or do you want him just fucking the game at that point? He was saying, well, when you guys were up 10 or whatever the fuck, that was his point for that. But I can use that point about Kirk Cousins. Like I said, my point about Kirk Cousins, he's a high-end game manager. He's like a Louis Vuitton game manager, like a fucking Da Vinci game manager. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he is, man. Like he you know what I'm saying? Like he got good ass like winning games. It's like in that same spot all the time because you're a high-end game manager.
We'll see. We'll see what happens this week. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Next game on the list, the Tennessee Titans and the New Orleans Saints. Judging by what Kay has said this entire conversation so far, I'm pretty sure he's going to be going with the Titans at this point. And I don't blame him, but for some reason, and I'm looking at it right here, and it doesn't make any sense to me, they got New Orleans favored by 3 points. Now, I don't necessarily know or see what they're seeing in New Orleans, but do they have enough to beat the Titans? Is Derek Carr?
I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
Derek,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if Derek Carr is really, all they needed, they don't have a terrible wide receiver core. I mean, Michael Thomas is never healthy, but Chris Olave is actually pretty decent.
This man said he had a decent wide receiving core and named one receiver. Hey, I feel you. I feel you. Wide receiver
Yes.
/ tight end. Hey, look, Josh, come on, man. Do you know if
I
you
don't know.
can't name at least
That's
2
what I'm
or
trying
3
to say.
guys?
That's exactly my point. Like I'm making the point of what is it that New Orleans has that Vegas is giving them the -3 or the -3 point line.
They can
That doesn't make
so
any sense to me.
it's it's the respect that fucking the Titans don't have a quarterback and the Saints do. Like Derek Carr's an NFL quarterback. However you shape him, good or bad, he's an NFL quarterback. Right or wrong. Like regardless if he was on the Raiders or not, he's still an NFL quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is not. Sorry about it.
He
And you
was
already said how
at
you feel
one
about
point.
Will Levis. Where
Oh
in
yeah,
the
no,
fuck
he's
out, Josh? He was a wide
I,
receiver.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill's always been a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver convert to quarterback. He got converted in Miami. Ryan Tannehill was drafted wide receiver. He got fucking transferred to a quarterback in Miami. That was like his second or third year. They fucking they quarterback got hurt. They lost like 2 quarterbacks and they put Tannehill in and this fucker started winning games. And they just kept him at quarterback. And he's been trying to prove that he's the NFL quarterback since. I'm surprised you don't remember the Ryan Tannehill fucking goddamn legacy.
I thought. Why am I? Hold on.
You can look that
Why
shit
am I
up, bro.
blanking? I thought Ryan Tannehill was the QB coming out of fucking Florida State.
Florida State. Man, that man got
I might be
drafted as a
wrong at
damn wide
Florida
receiver.
State.
Nah, I don't know where he went to school at, but I know he played for the Dolphins as a wide receiver. And that's when the Dolphins were a shit show. Like they had, like you thought the Broncos little situation
Oh,
with Drew Lock and
sorry.
all them.
He was fucking. He's from A&M.
Texas
He's
A&M.
from Texas A&M.
Yeah, I knew he was Southern, but Florida
But
State, come on, bro.
he was drafted as a quarterback.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. At one point in time, he was a wide receiver on the Dolphins. Dolphins fans, please comment. Somebody comment, because I'm on the phone. Normally I see the comments, but I can't see them right now. Almost back to the house. But yeah, so yeah, Ryan Tannehill for sure was a wide receiver in Miami. For sure. I remember that shit.
Huh. Oh.
He was a 2-year starter as a quarterback and wide receiver at A&M. When he was drafted with the 8th overall pick in 2012, the position they had him at was wide receiver / quarterback for Miami.
Trying to tell you.
There we
The
go.
plot thickens. I'm trying to tell you, he was a wide receiver convert.
That makes all the sense in the world now. And on top of that, he went to A&M. Fuck. Yeah, no, he stinks. Get him out. Get him out. And Will Levis is like, no. That dude
Now
is
you got more love for Will Levis.
that dude is a fart in the jar that they're not going to want to let loose. I'm telling you right now. This is that like classroom and middle school clear. Will Levis is that classroom clearing middle school stink bomb that nobody is loving or wanting any part of. He's the type of guy that when you look at him, you just smell it and you want to just throw up. Like he's not going to be that guy. Trust me, he's not going to be that guy. If I'm wrong again, fuck it, I'm proven wrong. But no, he's not that guy.
He needs a culture that teaches him to be a quarterback, and Tennessee's not it. He needs an actual quarterback coach to help him. You know what I mean? Like if he gets with like a motherfucker like Andy Reid or like some old coach, like a good offensive fucking coach, he'll be a better quarterback than what you think he'll be because it is intangible. Because he's so fucking hard. You know what I mean?
Will Levis is ass. He's going to be ass his whole career. Just watch. The man puts mayonnaise in his fucking coffee. I'm done with it. Niners and Steelers. Bosa's back. He's playing. But Niners are favored by -2. Over under 41.5. They're in Pittsburgh. Okay. Your thoughts?
Bro, you're going to think this hate. You're going to think this hate for the simple fact I hate your team like that.
Just give me your thoughts.
But just the reality of the fact of y'all are having, if Sam Darnold starts, you have a brand new quarterback. Granted, I get that you got all this extra stuff with your offense and all that jazz, but they already had their system in place in Pittsburgh, and Pickett was there last season essentially. So he understands the system. He's gelled with all of those guys essentially. I can see them beating y'all by like a field goal. It'll be a close game because they got a pretty solid defense too. Like Fitzpatrick and T.J. Watt is a real deal on that defense. Like they got pretty much the same defensive fucking goddamn keys as y'all with Bosa and Cowabunga. So
Cowabunga, Hufunga.
I'm telling you, like you got the same defensive keys.
It works. It works.
Minka's just better.
Overall, like I could agree. If Hufunga can, keep, kind of capitalize on the season he had last year. And I know it's like, I know it's kind of like, damn, how do you kind of capitalize on an all-pro season? Like, well, get another one and be convincing at it. If he can put another season like that together, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, no, Hufunga's like the real deal. he's one of the best safeties in the league. And that doesn't take away from Minka Fitzpatrick whatsoever. I still think he's one of the top safeties, if not the top safety in the league right now. TJ Watt is 100% a beast. And if they line him up on the right side, he's going to feast. You know, the right side of the offensive line is still a question mark for me.
Right or
I
left,
haven't
that
seen
boy
enough.
crazy.
That's understood, but he's going to have a much easier time on the right side than he is with Trent Williams. Yeah, so, and why not, pick apart the weakest part of the line? What are they going to do? Move Trent Williams over to the right? Like, no, they're not going to do that shit. So, Steelers definitely have some defensive factors that could be a problem.
I wish the Bucks had money. If we had money for offensive linemen, Brady would be on our goddamn team right.
Who?
Tom Brady, bro. Like fuck.
Oh,
If we
you
had money
still
for
want him to
offensive
come
linemen,
back? Huh?
I want last season. If we had an offensive fucking line, we would have literally went back to back. Literally. Well, not back to back. It would have been 2 and 3, but you get my point.
The world will never know.
Yeah, fuck it. But
the
like I
the
said,
over under on 40
Pittsburgh.
the over under on 41.5.
Let's say
I
under
kind of feel
on
like
that.
that's fair. I kind of feel like that's fair, and yeah, the under I'd probably take for that one. Because both defenses are going to stand out, and I think the offenses are going to at first struggle. So what?
Yeah, this was week and it will be for sure under, for sure. But I mean, it's still,
Yeah.
it might not be snowing. It still be sunny and shit. So y'all got lucky. NFL be giving y'all luck like this.
Yeah, I'll go with the Niners. You go with the Steelers, of course. The Cardinals versus the Washington football team. I'm just going to call them that because they're going to change their name again. I don't know what the fuck they're going to be called, so it's just the Washington football team. Versus the Arizona Cardinals. They're in Washington. Washington is favored, actually, -7. The Cardinals are not projected to be good at all whatsoever. On top of that, we don't even think Kyler Murray is going to be playing week 1. So, and the over-under is 38, which kind of tells you what Vegas thinks about both of these teams and where they're at. I I don't care enough about this game to make a pick, to be honest with you. Do you? Because I don't.
Well, I mean, I know how you
Can
feel
we?
about
Can be this one of the? Can this be one of those games that we just pass? Fuck it. Nobody cares.
Like I said, I know how you feel about this team, but I mean, it's a lot riding on this for like Eric Bieniemy.
Well, for Bieniemy, for sure.
I like
But
to see
again,
him
they're
do
playing a shitty team. That's why I'm kind of like, well, we kind of know what the outcome of this game is going to be. It's not going to be good or fun football to watch.
True, but what do you think the benefits will be from this game for Washington? Because we obviously know what
To be honest,
Arizona is like
this is the only benefit is that it's an extended preseason game. You get to kind of tweak some things a little bit more. You have basically an extra week to prepare for the next week, which is probably a more serious task than the fucking Arizona Cardinals. That's for damn sure. Yeah, so I mean, what this does for Bieniemy, I mean, the only thing that this game can do for Bieniemy is if somehow the Commanders lose, this would make Bieniemy look terrible. Anything else outside of that, it's kind of like, well, yeah, he was supposed to win. This doesn't really kind of bump his stock anymore. This wouldn't be considered one of those like signature wins
Yeah, but
that he can kind of put under his belt.
that's not what I'm saying that for. I was saying that morally for the offense to understand his system by playing another team. Regardless if that team sucks, they will jail.
I'm
And
gonna be honest with you, Kay. I don't think it matters.
Like,
I don't think it matters if they understand the system or not. They don't have the talent to execute. You can understand the system all you want. If you can't execute the plays, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. You could know exactly what your assignment is going to be at all times, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to execute the play. They don't have nearly enough talent on that team.
Where do they not have the talent to be able to execute Eric Bieniemy's offense?
Oh wait, for a second I was talking about the Cardinals. I was saying they are fucking ass. The Commanders for Bieniemy, damn, might need to put that down. The command. So here's the thing with the Commanders. I don't know about you, but I like Terry McLaurin. I think he's a really good receiver. I think. I don't think Sam Howell is going to be the official answer, by any means, but him being the number one guy, obviously they didn't have, with what they had on that roster, or what they do have on that roster. So I'm bringing it up right here. But the silver lining in that whole thing is, again, Terry McLaurin, I think, is one of those. I wouldn't necessarily say he's underrated, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people know him enough to know that, he's pretty legit. And okay, so here's the roster right now. They have Jacoby Brissett, Jake Fromm, and Sam Howell. So obviously that was kind of the no-brainer situation
I
of what you would.
have the official depth chart right here. Fromm is
Yeah,
not. They got Brissett.
right. That's what I'm saying. I see right. They have Brissett,
but even with still, they got Dotson at receiver, and they got Samuel at the third receiver. Logan
Brian Robinson at running back.
They got good running backs.
They got Jamison Crowder too. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dotson, McLaurin. That's a pretty good wide receiver room right there.
No,
I don't know about the time. Logan. Here's the thing
He's
about Logan Thomas.
He's in Detroit.
Logan Thomas, as a tight end, I think he is a really good, talented tight end. He can just never fucking stay healthy.
I mean, he's got hurt the last 2 years, but I mean that could be
the last like 3-4 years.
I don't know about all that. I know he tore his shit 2 years ago, and then he fucking like. I can't call it on that one.
And then so they have a decent young core, I guess. I mean, they don't have against what you would call the top tier talent at the quarterback position. But they believe enough in Sam Howell to have him start the season as the number one guy there in Washington. Let's see. Jesus Christ. Cats are going nuts. They're finding the flies and just hunting them down. Let's see. The Texans and the Ravens. And the Baltimore line is at -10. It's in Baltimore. The Texans are still kind of trying to, I guess, retool what it is that they're doing over there in Houston, especially with CJ Stroud as the quarterback. Now they're in Texans. They got Dalton Schultz, who was showing some promise over there in Dallas. Um, Mark Andrews, we don't know if he's going to play yet, but still with OBJ, Zay Jones, that they have there in Baltimore. Maybe Lamar Jackson now has a shot to kind of. I've always said Lamar Jackson every year improves in some way, shape, or form. And I think this is a year that he has enough guys around him now to be able to make more plays downfield to somebody more than Mark Anderson. And
Andrews.
Andrews, motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck. Nice, but it's all good though. You were in the ballpark. You were in the ballpark at least.
Andrew, just completely different fucking human beings.
Close.
But yeah, I think this is pretty obvious. Ravens take this game for sure. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
No, I don't disagree, but I thought you would give your former DC a little bit more credit than that.
I'm not saying that they're going to just lay over and die. They're still young. They're still, but they can surprise people. That kid they got from Alabama is pretty fucking good. Will Anderson's the truth, so he may turn that defense into something special. He's a Micah Parsons-esque style of player. So he could turn that whole thing around. We'll see. But it's just when you talk about again the camaraderie and everything, chemistry and stuff, that the Ravens team have been around each other more often. At least the base, outside of OBJ and Zay Jones being a rookie now, Andrews and Jackson predominantly the majority of that offensive line has been together. So right now it's kind of up to Baltimore. It's theirs to lose at this point. I think the AFC North is theirs to lose. Jesus Christ. They're nuts. They're all nuts. But I just don't see him losing to the Texans here. Like, nothing about this says that, oh, hey, the Texans might show out and win. Like, no. Nothing about it. Not to say the Texans aren't going to compete and try and, get some things going and together, but they're just, it's not going to be enough to beat this team. The Green Bay Packers, now without Aaron Rodgers, with Jordan Love at the helm, taking on the Justin Fields-led Chicago Bears in Soldier Field at Chicago. Chicago is leading the line right now, -1.5, and the over/under being at 42. Okay, thoughts on this game?
And I'll be honest with you, I missed the two teams.
The Packers and the Bears. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
It's the Packers and the Bears. I don't think you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's the Packers and the Bears.
Oh, okay, yeah. Packers winning that shit.
Think so.
Yeah, like I said on fucking Dubs and Mizzle show, and I think on our show as well. that fucking DJ Moore is just a fucking target version of goddamn Chase Claypool. So Buddy gonna have to keep running. Justin Fields was gonna
Yeah,
have
like
to.
you don't think DJ Moore is any good, huh?
Man, look. At no point in time when we played the Carolina Panthers was I scared of him. When I told you Christian McCaffrey was out of our damn division, I had no fear of the Panthers outside of Brian Burns. My two people I feared, they always had two people. They had Christian McCaffrey and Luke Kuechly. Then it went from Kuechly to Brian Burns. I'm telling you, that was the two people I feared on the Panthers. They got rid of motherfucking Kuechly retired because of injury. And CMC was with the Niners now, and Brian Burns is under contract disputes. So I have no fear over that. They got a top quarterback, just like I said before. So
You're muted. Can't hear you. Can you hear me at least? I still can't hear him. You might need to close out and come back in. There we go. Can I hear you? Can you hear me? Are you coming from the phone or a microphone? Okay. Well, he's probably gonna close out and come back in. Bears and the Packers. Yeah, he picks the Packers. Um, I think, and I give the Bears a little bit more credit. So I think I'm gonna go with the Bears on this. The next one on the list again, and we've talked about it over and over. Let's see. Let's see if he's back in. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, no, you're fine now.
Now okay, cool. Next one on the list, Raiders and Broncos. You know who I'm picking. Who are you picking?
We're picking the same team.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
We're picking the
Sounds
same.
good.
You already know. Look, I picked the Raiders in spite of when they had Derek Carr. They got Jimmy G and Devontae. I kind of got faith in him with that against the system that he runs, but I still don't have faith in that head coach. So I got so much faith in Sean Payton because I had to face this motherfucker for so many years, twice the time, goddamn year. So I already know what the fuck he finna do. He finna ship and shape that motherfucking situation up. Because they was the Aints before he got there, and they started whooping ass. So
Yep.
that's what.
Next one on the list, the Eagles and the Patriots in Foxborough. They got Philly -4 on the line with the under over being 44.5.
So yeah, shit.
I'm picking the Eagles.
Yeah, I know you got to, but shit, I'm picking the Pats. I'm tell you, like I was saying before, like Tom gonna be at that game. He getting inducted that game. Like you know what I'm
You
saying? They
think the
doing.
Eagles? You don't think the Eagles would disrupt his enshrinement
They
just like they did his Super Bowl opportunity?
they lost pieces, but they had a loaded defense. You know what I'm saying? But they also lost
They
depth.
still
So
kind of do. They
lost,
do. They did lose depth.
so I hope.
That's for sure. But I mean, and again, it's somebody like Bill Belichick is always tough to play against. So I mean, I'm just looking at it like, and then Tom Brady's gonna be like, yeah, there's a fucking reason why I left that place. Dolphins and Chargers. Who you got? Tua or Herbert?
Dolphins. Yeah.
They got the Chargers at -3. The under and over is 51.
Like I said, people gonna realize eventually that them it's when they old. They just gonna give them credit until they get old. Probably because they like them. I don't know. I guess they personality, they like them or something. I don't know. Chargers ain't got no receivers like that, bro. Them boys stay hurt. Them boys stay hurt. So shit.
I mean, Austin Eckler too. I mean, Austin Eckler is one of those guys that, yeah, he's really good, but you just gotta stay healthy. Um, I'm going the Dolphins as well. The Rams and the Seahawks. Um, I'm going with the Sea Chickens on this one. They're -5. Under and over is 45.5. The Rams are dog shit. The Seahawks, with Geno Smith, and they just added again to that receiving core. Um, I think the Seahawks win this game. What do you think?
Yeah. Same.
Uh, Cowboys and Giants. Who you got?
Danny Dimes and them.
Yeah, I can't pick the Cowboys either. So yeah, I go with the Giants. And then Monday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills versus the New York Jets. What do you think, sir?
Aaron Rodgers
In
versus
East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Aaron Rodgers versus Son. This is crazy. That's what I think. Aaron Rodgers is playing against his son.
Buffalo is -2.5. The under and over is 45.5. It's Aaron Rodgers versus his son, yeah, but who wins?
Yeah, no, I got the question. I don't remember what I picked at the other when we said this shit before. So now that we're here 2 days before game time, I think I'll just go with the fucking
We know Mad Six is going with the Jets.
yeah. Mm, yeah, I'll go with that. I'll pick the Jets.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo, just to be in opposition.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Buffalo. Like that's kind of what I was like. I was trying to fucking find a reason not to pick Buffalo. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't really like I had
I
a
was gonna say
reason.
I thought your I guess it's not necessarily hatred for Aaron Rodgers. It's just you know what Aaron Rodgers is.
Yo, like I don't be hating things. I just state the facts of what the history is.
That's what it comes down to, man. But yeah, Buffalo and the Jets.
And Aaron
This one.
Rodgers does well in the regular season. He does amazing in the regular season.
He does
Enough
pretty
to
well in
be,
prime time too.
hey, look,
This
this
is
the
on
fucking
September 11th, so you know New York is going to want to have to go
oh, you
away with a win.
fucking Jets. Oh my God. I didn't even recognize the date, and I got a calendar right in my fucking face.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah. The fucking Jets by a lot. The Jets by a lot. Oh, God. Aaron Rodgers has to put up a lot of fucking points, dude. For New York to like embrace him completely, like get that full stamp, he has to have like an amazing game. And if you come out the gate, drop 45 fucking points.
What if they lose?
If they lose in a close game, like a last second field goal, then they'll fuck with them. Like if the game, like say,
Yeah, buddy.
so right, no, if the game close, and like say Jets lose the game close, and they put up a lot of points. Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, if you put up a lot of points, then he gets embraced. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like he
I mean,
just the bed,
perfectly right during the Jets conversation. Fuck.
yeah, no, if he just shits the bed, then I don't think they're gonna fuck with him like that. It's gonna be rough. I mean, he would have to bounce back like with a nasty game, but that should be fucked up because New York turns on the Knicks quick as fuck too. And
Jets or Buffalo, man.
Jets. Jets by 10.
By
Just
10.
That's
like
fair.
the Chiefs got that ass whooped last night. That commentator talking about they was going 20-0. I'm like, fool, they ain't win their first game yet. That went your theory. There was some of their fans the other day.
The tattoo?
Yeah. Talking about they was going
Dumbass.
20-0. I'm like, yep, might go ahead and get that changed right now while the ink's still fresh.
I guess you can keep it never a doubt. You can fucking use that for anything really now, but
Nope.
we all know what it's for.
Well, you got
One of those idiots that fucking predicted a Super Bowl winner and tattooed it on their body before it ever happened. It always comes back to bite them in the ass.
We can make that until 2023.
Yeah, I was making this up, yeah.
Make it a year real quick.
Yep.
Running through it real quick, Matt Six, who you got? Panthers, Falcons.
Panthers. Got my boy Bryce over there. Alabama in the building.
Fucking taller.
He
the same height as his son.
Whole time.
Bengals versus Browns.
I got the Browns. I think Jacoby Brissett still over there, right?
Nope. He played for the football team now.
He played for the Wizards now. Who the Browns got? Who they got there? That's why they got Watson.
He said the Wizards.
Watson, yeah,
he said the Watson. He said he called on the Washington Wizards. He plays for the Wizards now.
That's crazy. That fucking stays. That's it.
I think Watson have a decent year because this will be his first full year with them.
Yeah, because last year he was
suspended like what, 6
suspended.
Or no, what?
No, like 12.
Like 12,
yeah. 12 games.
Yeah, so I think he'll do good over there. I think they'll win that one.
Even with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow getting the. You know what? The whole thing with Joe Burrow, I think he's going to do well and all that, but is it just me or does there always seem to be like a big contract signing that happens and then that player either gets hurt or has a shitty year?
Well, I mean, I feel
that
like
happens a lot. Am I right?
If you're going to say that, then your guy just signed his money, right?
Well, I mean,
mean,
when he got the contract for 5 years. Oh, shit. I hope we dodge that bullet.
Your theory. You got to just go ahead and say my theory ain't shit.
I hope it ain't shit.
There you go.
I hope it ain't shit.
Stuck thine foot in your ass. Own ass. No, nobody said that. That's physically impossible unless you're a contortionist, but whatever. I will say this though, Joe, like I was telling you earlier, Joe had hurt his ankle or some shit like that earlier in the OTA. So I don't know. Like I said, I think the Browns gonna win that shit too. Like I told you, because Joe ain't right, but he'll get right in the middle of the year, and then they'll take off.
Jaguars, Colts.
Jaguar.
Bucks,
I'm going
Vikings.
for all the underdogs this year. I think it's gonna be a year of the underdog. It's gonna be some
Then you would have
upsets
picked.
this
You would
year.
have been the Colts. You would have picked the Colts in that point. At that point, then
They both some teams sorry, really. So they both underdogs, really.
that's also true. I don't know if I would call the Jaguars underdogs though at this point.
They garbage.
I mean, they ain't proved themselves completely yet. They had a historic fucking comeback last season, but they kind of like lost the next game.
Yeah. It only means a better story if they win the whole thing. Bucks, Vikings.
Vikings.
That shit hurt you not to say it, huh?
Bucks ain't doing shit this year.
I feel you.
Nah, they
The
might. They might. I mean, I think the Bucks will go. You know, they'll win less than half their games this year.
7 games at the most, huh?
Yep.
Oh, that's
But
the
still
cushion
they'll
the
make the
country
playoffs in
gave.
their division. But lose, you know, they'll lose the wild card.
The Titans and Saints.
So we both would be home at the same time then, shit. Uh,
Titans and the Saints. We'll go with the Titans.
I think I can skip this game because I know exactly who you're going to
I
pick.
think Derrick Henry sets a record this year, another rushing record this year.
You think so?
Yep.
I can think that.
Another 2,000 yarder?
Only because I picked him up in fantasy football, so he gonna break some records this year.
You're hoping he breaks some record. That's what you're trying to say.
Nah, he will. It's Derrick Henry. He guaranteed to get you some points. That's the one thing.
At least, like, yeah, he'll get you at least, what, 15, 20?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time. Let's see. Niners, Steelers.
You said Niners, Steelers?
Yep,
Steelers.
I knew that. Cardinals,
It's gonna be
Washington
a close
football
one,
team.
though. Cardinals, Washington football team, Washington.
Texans, Ravens.
Ravens.
Packers, Bears.
Bears.
Raiders, Broncos.
They ain't got Aaron Rodgers to own their ass no more, so he can't. That's gonna be funny if they fuck around and lose, you know, because he ain't there, you know. Like,
It's like, yep. So you're owned by Green Bay, not just Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, yep. And what was the other game?
Raiders, Broncos.
Raiders. You cut out. What'd you say?
The Eagles, Patriots.
Eagles.
Dolphins, Chargers.
I think Dolphins might pull that one out.
Rams, Seahawks.
Seahawks.
And the Cowboys, Giants.
Giants.
And he's picking against former teams. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a goddamn about that team.
I know you ain't never heard me pick against them.
What fucking team in Dallas? He said. Like, Um, I mean, going into get college football and everything else like that, we're going to be coming up tomorrow. Myself and Country K will be down at the San Jose State versus Cal Poly game. Uh, the Spartans will be wearing their all black uniforms this week, so it's going to be cool to go down there and see everybody. Coach Zoe and Coach Brennan, seeing Sky and everybody else like that out there. It's going to be fun. Mastix has a tour in Tahoe tomorrow.
Yeah, Tahoe. And it's crazy. It's the first time I ever going to Tahoe. I ain't never been to Tahoe. So it'll be a first.
Really?
I've never been to Tahoe. Nope.
Hey, first time for everything, I guess.
Yeah, so first, yeah. So it's the West Coast Love Tour. I did their send off probably about a month and a half, 2 months ago when they first went on tour. And now they one of their stops is in Tahoe. So doing that. I got a busy next couple of weeks. Like I thought I was slowing down and got that in Tahoe. Then I got the showcase Wednesday. I got the hip hop.
You thought it was slowing down.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, so I thought. I got the hip hop civil rights show with Crazy Bone on next Friday, and then just got booked for next Saturday. Now I got there's the what is it called, the tribute event. It was an artist that died. His name was Doey, or not Doey. Khaled, that was here from SAC. He died some months back doing a tribute show. So one of the artists I DJ for, Tip, he's performing there. And then there's a band there that's looking for a DJ now. So he linked me up with dude that's out of Vegas. This band out of Vegas. So I linked up with dude. So he's supposed to be sending me the tracks. So I'm DJing for them as well at this event. So just making moves. And then after that, I ain't got nothing else till I go to Vegas into October. I'll be in Vegas for a couple of days with the Spare Time Heroes. And then I got an art show like the second week in November. And then I should about wrap it up. I think I'm gonna have to just make it stop.
No, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I got to at least get a couple months because it's like I already know what next summer gonna be like. So it's like if I don't do it, like if I just keep going, next summer will be here before I know it, and it'll just be like nonstop. And it's just like for my own mental health, and I got kids too. I got Royal. He always looking for me. I'm always gone, so I guess he cried himself to sleep last night because I wasn't here. So got to be there for the little ones too. So I just got to make time for. So like at some point I got to shut it down for a couple months and rest and
be there with with the young, because he's getting big.
Yeah,
he's getting real big. Especially last time when I went there and saw him, he's just like running around and everything now. Like that's crazy. But yeah, that's so. I also found this out, and I gotta kind of run it by you and stuff like that too. So we talked. Obviously, we talked. I cut out for a second, didn't I? We talked to Dub and Mizzle last show, and Dub actually yesterday, after we did the Ring Psychology 2.0 podcast, told me that his nephew, who is Mizzle's son, did their intro song. He makes beats and stuff like that. So I was thinking about it, going like, maybe we can send some stuff to Matic, see what he thinks. So maybe we can kind of get some sort of collaboration started on that song that we were talking about.
Yeah. And it'd be cool.
So,
I've done a collaboration for this football team. They were in Fresno, and they wanted like an intro song. And I got all the artists on this label that I was running at the time, and they all did a verse. Did a verse for this intro, so it was cool to have like a couple different artists on there. So you can reach out to artists like, hey, you get this many bars, you get yeah, 16 bars, 8 bars or whatever. Do a quick verse and you throw a little hook in there, but you get a dope beat.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm wondering if we can get a couple of beats or something like that from him. I'll send it to you so you can kind of
Okay.
screen it because I know you know.
Yeah.
You know what would be good and what wouldn't be. But the one that I heard from them because it's the theme song for their show. It wasn't bad. It had lyrics and stuff and everything to it. Kind of talking about the show inside the lyrics. And so I was like, okay, that's exactly what we're looking for, actually. I was like, so we'll keep that one in mind. So the showcase is next weekend.
Wednesday. The showcase is Wednesday.
What?
This coming Wednesday. Yeah.
Why is it always? Is it always on a Wednesday?
It's always on a Wednesday. Yep. Second, usually the first Wednesday of the month. First or the second Wednesday because we're going in the second Wednesday of the month.
And Spare Time Heroes are going to be at the showcase.
Yeah.
I know Different's going to be at the showcase. He already said he was.
Yeah. But I don't know if he'll perform because like he's already won twice. So there's a lot of people trying to get into these showcases. Like each one right now got about 13, 14 artists. Like this one got about 14 artists. So they're like everybody trying to get on. It's
So how does it go? Is it like they do just one song, or do they get like
they get 5 minutes? So with people smart, like a lot of these artists be like sending me tracks. They be sending me like 4 or 5 songs. I'm like not playing 4 or 5 songs. You get 1 or 2. But like the Spare Time Heroes, like when they do it, they go and record their track and do like the beat. So they'll do like a medley, put like a 5-minute medley of different songs together. You ain't got to do like a whole song. So it's like,
yeah,
5 minutes. So what you can do in that 5 minutes to woo the crowd, because it's crowd votes, so the crowd decides the winner. So $200 prize. So that's why I be telling the artists, I'm like, y'all don't bring nobody out. Don't expect to win. Like you can't expect somebody else's crowd to cheer for you to win. If you rap, you should have a following. And if you don't, you're doing something wrong. You better get out there and get the networking. Right, that's all
sure.
I
What time does it start?
7.
Okay. The Guild Theater again. That's a nice theater, though.
I might
Nice
have
little
missed it,
theater.
but when did you say the next one it was?
This coming Wednesday.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Hey, if I can make it, you think I can actually try to do it this time?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Yeah, so it's like they all get like one because you'll have like comedians that get up there and that try to compete. You'll get like poets. So it's not just like rappers and singers. It's whatever your talent is. Get up there and try to win, and get up there and try to win.
Let's see the comedy. You got people up there that are actually funny.
Yeah, you got a couple of people that had this one kid. A couple weeks ago, he was like 14. He was actually pretty good. I'm like, if he's this funny now, like when he's older, he's gonna be a problem. He was like this little. He was good though. He was real good. I was like, damn. I was like, okay. But it's funny, to hear like a 14-year-old, talking to this crowd the way he was talking. He wasn't holding back.
Reminds me of that comedian back. Do y'all remember? What's his name? Was it Lil J? Something like that. He's a comedian. When he came out, he was like 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, okay.
It was like back in the mid or the late 90s. I think it was Lil J. I'll have to find the picture. I'll send it to you guys and stuff like that later, so you'll probably know who I'm talking about. I'm sure you've seen him because he's been in movies and stuff like that too.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I like the comedy aspect. I would say if they're funny, then yeah, I'll be in there going, yeah, let's go with the comedy guy. Has a comedy guy ever won, or has it always been a musical?
It's
person?
always been music. It's always been music. Like there was like different one twice. Cam won. Who was that guy that won? Dougie Fresh won last time. Before it was this girl. The very first one there was this girl, Hayla V. She's pretty dope. She won. And then yeah, that's been about it. Yeah, it's been about six winners. Yeah. Her, different one twice. Cam. Yeah, so it's been about 6 months it's been going, yeah.
And none of them have been comedians yet.
Nope.
Somebody's got to change that.
Well, I told you it's the crowd. So like if these comedians don't bring no crowd out, then you can't expect, you know. You could be
I think most of the comedians.
But if you bring a crowd, you could be the sorriest artist up there. But if you bring a crowd, you're gonna win. So that's the thing. It's crowd vote. So
I'm not gonna say it now. I'll tell you later. I think for the comedians,
I'm gonna get on that shit. I'm gonna enter that shit one day.
Fuck it, just do another a DMX track. Fuck it.
I'm gonna get up there and just do a dope ass mix right there. I'm gonna get on there right as the DJ. Like this is my cut that shit up right there.
Yep.
But yep, stay tuned for a remix. The Spare Time Heroes remix album is gonna be in the works at some point in the future. Running through some tracks.
The album's on fire.
Found a track I like and was like, ooh. Remind me of kind of like that West Coast. I don't know if you got a chance to hear it, but it kind of the beat in it, kind of like that West Coast like crib walk. It's pretty dope. Like, yeah. So, like, yep. Master's gonna have to hop on the track. I was like, I can write to that. Listen to it enough, write something, and
people. This is the reason why we tell you he's the best in the whole fucking world. So we're telling you. You don't believe us, but then he goes and does stuff like this.
I'll have another article coming out in the next like 2 weeks. Stay tuned for that.
That's tight as a motherfucker. Fuck off. I was over here closing this fucking damn, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't able to respond. But that's tight as shit, dog.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's gonna be dope, yeah.
Those are fun environments.
I wish I'd have did this shit when I was younger, but I'm just having fun doing that shit. I'm like, I'm gonna live my youth rocking these crowds, and that shit keep me young. I'd be tired as hell, but it keep me young. Hell yeah. Sometimes I'd be irritated. Like last night, like I had to do it. Like I was like, you know, you spinning, but I wasn't like really into it because I was tired because I had to be to work at like that had to be to work at like 3 that morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then that show didn't start till the doors didn't open till like 9 that night. So for that show, so I didn't get home till 12:45, and then had to be back to work at 4 this morning. So yeah, and so I came home and took a nap, and then now it's like so I was gonna go to bed early, but I got to get all the rest of this music for this tour tomorrow. So I got to get all that music put in folders. I was like, I just got Royal to sleep, so like, yep. I'm like, let me see if they still on here. I'm gonna hop on here for a little bit.
talking some football, making the picks and stuff, letting everybody know again the plans for tomorrow and for going to San Jose State and everything else like that. So that's going to come in. So another segment of down the line. It's going to be a little different because you know we got word that there's something that
it's gonna be exciting. Like, let's just say that you ain't gotta tell them like it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting. The video is gonna be more exciting nowadays. You know what I'm saying? A lot more exciting plays closer together. You get what I mean? We just gonna have it up. It's gonna be upbeat the whole time. That's how we gonna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Tweak it up just a little.
Yeah.
But that's going to be cool. Again, getting down to the field to see Coach Zoe and Sky and Coach Brennan and everybody else like that, the whole team, getting back in that atmosphere again. They're wearing the all black jerseys. If you're in the area of Spartan Stadium, of Seth Stadium, um, it's done. It's not like under construction or anything like that anymore. So get out there to see everything that they've added to it, the locker room and all that kind of good stuff. You get down there, catch the game. They're playing Cal Poly. It's for the 408. They're all black jerseys, which are like some of the cleanest black jerseys that I've seen, at least in the Mountain West. But they're pretty fucking cool jerseys. So get down there to catch that game. There's a whole lot of shit going down this weekend, fight wise and everything like that as well. There's a lot of things coming up for us now. So keep in touch with all of the social medias that you see rolling down there. Finding us everywhere on.
Also, hold on. Also in San Jose, after the game, right? So say you can make this whole event, right? Say if you're not in the San Jose area and you want to come to the San Jose area and you want to make it a whole event, you can go to the game. Game starts at 1:00, right? So typically football games about 3 hours. That's be over with about 4. You know what I mean? Then after that, you can go right up the street and go to Foodie Land. Foodie Land's in San Jose this weekend. So you can hit Foodie Land up.
There we go.
Hey, we should tailgate
whole
one.
trip of it.
Hey, can you tailgate at the college games?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we can do a whole thing. Like
I'm about
they
to
was
bring the
telling
equipment
us
out and
before.
tailgate at the game one day. I'll bring a generator. We'll set that shit up. In a parking lot.
You know what? I'll ask Sky to see how
Before
we.
you ask, I got a whole presentation idea. Before you ask, Sky, I got a whole presentation idea, so you can act like on the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So before you ask them, let's talk about that after the show or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get that figured out because that would be something pretty cool to have and to see.
I've been thinking about that the whole time, but Matt Six ain't been able to go because he's been so busy. So
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that shit for the longest time, bro. Like all last season, because I was thinking like the whole time, I was like, bro, because when we went to the Hawaii game, that's what gave me. I'm like, for sure we gotta do this shit. Because like all of them Usos was out there, motherfucker. All them Polys was out there. Them boys was out there representing. That game was packed. They was out there in droves, tribes.
It was fun.
But yeah, that should be dope. Like Massey's out there spinning. That should be tight as hell because he had it rocking in that 1,000-degree weather. So that was the only time.
Oh yeah.
The last time DJ. So now I want to see if DJ in good settings other than other than your wedding. You know what I mean?
It was refreshing to see him at the last Rhyme show, like doing his thing on the stage. Like, oh, he's in air conditioning. This is where he needs to be. Not in 120-degree heat outside.
Hey, by any means necessary, we'll get that shit done. Anytime I can throw some music on and have some fun, I don't care what the conditions is.
But you had it rocking. You had Lil Bro out there really getting it. You had Lil Bro getting it in that 1,000-degree weather. That's tight.
It was fun. But again, people, there's a lot of things coming up, and again, we're showcasing a lot of the musical side of things because we want to, one, support local artists, and two, be a little bit different than a whole lot of other sports shows. So stay tuned for a whole lot of things that are coming up on the YouTube channel. Go to Tornado Bros Productions for that, and Facebook as well. The All Pro JAFFOs on all social media platforms: X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, it's there. Audio versions, wherever you can get your podcast, go out and get it on Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever it is. You know where to find it. The All Pro JAFFOs, the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. For myself, JP, for the 610 Beast from the Southeast, Mr. Country K, and the greatest DJ in the entire world. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have fun. Support your teams. Football is back, baby. It's about that time. So we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Deuces.
Let's go, Big Bay.